guys, welcome back to the review. I'm feeling very nice and I'm sending a lot of hugs and positivity to all of you. Today's video is very exciting. I planned this video in 2021 and I did not make it because I was reading a few books that I wanted to mention in this video, and I'm finally done with all of them. In today's video, I'm going to be recommending books revolving around children or teenagers, either from a perspective of a child or a teenager, or it is the story of a child or a teenager, stuff like that. If you're feeling stuck, or if you are bored of the books that you're reading, or you're just like, children anyhow give us such a fresh perspective. You talk to a child and things are just so simple for children that we as adults, we miss it. It's so simple, it's right there in front of us, but we miss it. And children on the other hand are free of all of these layers and layers of things that we have in us, and so they have a very fresh perspective, very simple perspective towards everything. And when I was reading these books, I just felt nice. I anyhow really like books that are like from a perspective of child or revolve around children, because it's just so fresh. It's just so nice to read something that like is really deep but somehow not complicated. And so here I am recommending them to you. Let's begin the video. The first book that I recently finished was What Stars Are Made Of by Sarah Allen, and this is chef's kiss. So good and cute, so good and cute. There's a little girl, Libby, who's around 12 years old, but she was born with the Turner syndrome, because of which she's a little different from other children. She's a little different from her friends around her, from everyone around her. She has a bigger heart, literally, and though her parents and her siblings do make her feel loved and amazing and worthy and everything, obviously it is very difficult for a child like this to live around people who think that she is not normal. However, Libby doesn't really care about that. What Libby really cares about is doing something that will give back to her parents, give back to the people that she cares about so much, and that is all she is thinking about. Therefore, when her elder sibling, who is married at this point, has a little bit of trouble, Libby takes it upon herself to help her sister as much as possible through her own skills and talents. This is one of the most beautiful books in the whole world. No book has ever made me understand the law of attraction and talking to the universe as easily as this book did. So simple, so cute, so lovely, so heartwarming. It is one of the best books that I have ever read, that also makes you realize how you do not need to be someone else to give back to the society, to give back to the universe, or like, you know, like make a difference and stuff like that. Be yourself. All you are is enough to make a difference in the world and be a happy person. The next book I want to recommend is Father by Chaitanya Desale. I really hope I'm taking the name right. It is a pretty thick book, and it is a story of a father and a daughter. Now, when the daughter Ruhi is very little, she's a toddler. At that time, they're having a very normal life. Everything is going smoothly. Everything is going okay. They are a very happy family, and the father Manbir is trying to achieve something in the AI world. AI has been a popular topic in my books nowadays, but when he gets a little too busy with his work, that is when tragedy happens, and that is when little Ruhi loses her mother. We see the relationship of a father and a daughter, how Manbir is going to take care of Ruhi, the kind of relationship Ruhi builds with her father, what happens to the dreams of Manbir to do something in the AI world, and finally we see the beauty of their relationship. Honestly speaking, when I started reading the book, it was a little slow. As I read further, I did understand that even though it was a little slow in the beginning, it was actually good because it was building up to the later part of the story. It really gave me those vibes where you're watching a movie or a series or whatever, and then you connect to the characters at such a deep level, and you see their simple but very happy life, and then that suddenly goes away. For me, the later part of the book, after all of it, was very heartwarming. I anyhow love the beauty of the relationship of a father and a daughter, and the strong love that they have between them, and representing that in such a simple language, I think has been done really well in this book. Even though it's a little bit slow for me, I do recommend it as a one-time read. The next book I want to recommend is I Hid My Voice by Parinush Saini, which is the story of a boy who is purposely not talking. He does not use his voice because he feels like nobody in his family understands him. everybody thinks that he's retarded and they call him names. And on the other hand, we have his sibling who everyone loves because he gets good grades and blah blah blah. So what he thinks is that all the retarded people in the world are children of their mother and all smart people are children of their father. So he doesn't really accept his father as his father. This is from the perspective of multiple characters, of the child himself also, and from the perspective of the mother also. It's a beautiful story. You get into the psychology of the child, and Shahab is one of the cutest little character there is in the world, who again has a very different perspective about everything that is going on around him. He is trying to understand what is going on, but it does not make sense to him, so he makes sense of it. He really does whatever it is possible to take care of the people that he loves and the people who know loves him. The next book I'm gonna recommend is Sophie's World. This is not exactly like a very little child. I think she's 14 or 15, so it's like a teenager. Sophie is trying to understand the world better, but she's having a little trouble with it. That is when a stranger, someone who she has never seen, starts sending letters to her, and those letters, big envelope, contain different philosophies of the world. As I said in the beginning of the video, very complicated philosophies that I would probably not read about if it was not explained like this, are mentioned in this book, and they are mentioned in the most beautiful manner. Yes, it is a lot of information, but because that information is supposed to be taken by a teenager, it is in very easy language. It talks about Aristotle's philosophy, it talks about Socrates, it talks about Darwin, all sorts of philosophies that are there in the world. All of them are explained in this one book. The only drawback you can have with the book is that it's a lot of information to take. So if you're the kind of person who wants to remember everything from a book, you better take it slow. But everything else is amazing. It is fiction, so it is fun. It's from the perspective of a child, so it is fun. It has a lot of good knowledge, so it is amazing. It's one of the best books there in the world. The next book I want to recommend is It's All Your Fault by Paul Rudnick, which is a hardcover, by the way. I bought this book from Latitude when I went bookstore shopping. I'll put a vlog in the description. I don't know when that is going to happen again, but I just got this because I think it's a very underrated book, and it was like in the corner of the shop. Now this is the story of a girl, again a kid obviously. I don't really have to say that again and again when I know that the video is about stories revolving around children or teenagers, but whatever. It's about a little girl who is really trying hard to be a good girl. She does whatever there is possible in the whole world to be a good child. She wants to make her parents happy, she wants to make people around her happy, she wants to make God happy. So she makes sure that she's following all the rules, she's doing everything right, she's taking care of her grades and everything. Whereas her cousin Helen is like the complete opposite. She does everything stupid, she is never doing what is supposed to be done, she's always like doing this and that and like she's like crazy and complete opposite. And both of these girls have a backstory where Helen has done something that has completely ruined our good girl's life, and she's not able to get into college. Now we don't know what it is when we start the book, we come to know about it towards the end of the book, so I'm not gonna tell you what that is. But that completely ruins their relationship, which used to be like a very cute, lovely, amazing relationship. Now they have not met since ages, but Helen now is an actress and she is going to be in like a big movie, and her parents need someone who can take care of her for 3 or 4 days and make sure that she's not doing anything stupid, and they cannot think of anybody else except our amazing protagonist. And so she has to meet Heller again and face her demons again, and she's trying very hard that Heller understands the importance of doing the right things. She's trying to make Heller a good person. So it's that kind of a story of two girls who are very different from each other, but they're put in the same room together. What happens after that? I think it's a very funny book. There was so much drama, okay, and that is the precise reason why I picked up the book. I wanted to read something that was dramatic. I wanted to read something that was like crazy, something that like it doesn't really always happen in real life. Like, see, the thing is that my teenage has not been dramatic. I was a very simple student and a very simple girl, and it was very normal basically. But then I see all these series, or I see like these movies of high school and stuff like that, and there's so much drama going on, and whenever I see those things, like, because it has not happened in my life, I kind of live that story and feel like it's happening to me. And that is precisely what I was doing with this book, and it was so funny. Like, I'm telling you, even if you're an adult, like, you should read it and you should live your teenage days again with like all this drama in your life. It's so funny, it's so dramatic, but somehow it is also emotional because I did shed a few tears here and there, not because of how sad it was, but because of how heartwarming it was. After all these books that are going to make you happy and nice and heartwarming, I'm going to recommend a book that will not do that, which is The Boy in Striped Pajamas. Now this also is revolving around two children. One of them is Bruno, who is made to shift his house, his school, leave his friends behind all of a sudden, and is made to go somewhere else. Now over there he sees a farm and he wants to make new friends, and so he goes to the farm to make new friends. That's where he meets Shmuel, who has the same birth date as Bruno, and then he's like, oh my god, we have the same birthday too. But they come from very, very different worlds, and Shmuel is the boy in striped pajamas. Now this is set in the time period where I think World War II was going on, where we had Hitler and Nazis and everything. When you are picking up this book, you have to understand that you're reading this from a child's perspective. When you're watching the movie, I'll also talk about the movie. When you're watching the movie, it is not from a child's perspective. You see all perspectives of like all the characters, but this is only from a child's perspective. So there are some really, really dark things which are mentioned in the book, which because you're reading it from Bruno's perspective, you don't really know what's dark till some time later. It's very like it's heartbreaking, and at the same time I love it. I really love this book. It is tragic and it is heartbreaking, even though it revolves around children. Make sure you remember that before picking up the book. The next book I want to recommend, which I've recommended multiple times before but still, is Radio Silence by Alice Oseman. This is the story of Frances, who again is about to go to high school or college, and she has done everything she can in order to do that, and everything is prepared, and she's fan of this podcast and she loves that podcast so much, and the podcast is underrated. But one day, in the midst of all her like stuff going on in her life, she meets the creator of that podcast and she goes crazy. And that is the point that completely changes everything for Frances. Not just that, we also get introduced to multiple other characters, and we understand that this is the story of love, of friendship, of being different, of accepting yourself the way you are, and all of this when you're really young, all of this when you're a teenager, all of this when you were a child. It is an emotional, engaging, very easy to read book. I listened to this as an audiobook. I do suggest that you also listen to it as an audiobook if possible once before you read the book, because that was a whole other experience, because like the podcast was in the form of a podcast and it is available on Storytel. I think you can check it out, and if not, get the book and read it. The next book I want to recommend is The Giver by Lois Lowry. Now this is the story of a world which is very different from ours, and in this world there are no emotions, there is no art, there is no feeling, nothing like that. It's like human beings are there in the world, but they're living like robots. At the same time, there is no war, there is no hunger, no pain, nothing. So it has like a good side and a bad side to it. Everyone gets a job, and our protagonist Jonas gets the job of the receiver of memory, which means he can receive the memory of the world, which is very different from his own community. Memories of the world way long before it was the way it is right now. And so he starts discovering all these like lies that were told to him since a long time, and again he's a child. It's a very beautiful story of what he does after that, what he does to remind everyone the importance of emotions and feelings and music and art and everything, and does he even succeed at that. The next book I want to recommend is right behind me, and it is the Harry Potter series. It is revolving around children, we already know that. 11-year-old Harry Potter is living under the stairs in a room thinking that this is his world and nothing can become better, and he is an orphan and his mother's sister has taken him in, but they don't really treat him right. So he thinks that this is what his world is, until one day he gets a letter from the greatest magic school in the world, and that completely changes his life. Who is responsible for his parents' death? What happened at that time? Why did he kill Harry's parents? Why is he now targeting Harry? What I have explained is a very little part of a huge world that has been created by J.K. Rowling, and I do not care what your age is, you have to read it once. That is all I'll say. I have the spoiler-free review of the Harry Potter series. I'll put it in the description, you can check it out. The next book I'm gonna recommend is Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank. This is very simple. It is the diary of a young girl, Anne Frank. Again, it is set in the time where Hitler was trying to like ruin the whole world, and this is the diary of a very little girl during that time, how she was feeling, what she was going through, what she is seeing around her, and what is her interpretation of it. She did not want to do it, but this definitely is like the most magnificent diaries that I have ever read in my whole life, and I am so happy that someone decided to publish the diary of Anne Frank, because oh my god, like reading everything that was happening at that time through the perspective of a child, and this is not even fiction, this is non-fiction, is insane, and it's very easy language, so read it. That's it. That was not a very good description, but seriously, it is. Diary of a Young Girl is something that everyone has to read, and I feel like it makes more sense once you grow up. Like, I don't think it would have made that kind of an impact on me when I was reading it if I was younger, because I wouldn't get a lot of it. I just wanted to keep rereading that book. The last book I'm gonna recommend is Wonder. Wonder is the story of a child who has an unusual face compared to others around him. It is difficult to live in a world when you look a little different from the people around you. So we see the journey of the child, and he is like this brilliant little kid who has like the smartest mind, but then he's constantly being judged on the basis of how he looks. I think that this is one of the most beautiful books again in the whole world. Again, no book has ever taught me courage and being brave and being kind at the same time like this book. It is such an amazing book, very, very easy language, so heartwarming. There are certain things that I feel like adults really don't know how they should be doing it, and children do it very, very well even though they're so young, and we should learn from them, and this is the kind of book that will help you do that. Alright you guys, this is it for today. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I really hope you got at least one recommendation out of it. Whenever you feel stuck, whenever you feel like you can definitely pick on any one book from the pile, and you will start feeling fresh and amazing. If you like the video, please do like, share, subscribe, bell button, all those amazing things. I'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye.